What you're about to watch is a tutorial on how to beat the game without taking any damage. Feel free to use any of the strategies, but listen to the detailed commentary before trying them on your own. Hello everybody, this is a no save no damage runoff.
Resident Evil.
Getting the best ending with Jill Valentine on invisible enemy mode on hard difficulty. So, to begin, just go 2 times to Wesker and then go to Barry. That will accelerate considerable the amount of time you can gain on the first part instead of going to the first zombie. And then go to Barry. Right here, stairs K up and stairs K down, and the cutscene will trigger. So an invisible enemy. All enemies are invisible. But there are some things you can watch from the enemies. Like, for example, you can see the reflections from the enemies on the water or on the windows, or maybe on some floors that have reflections. You can also see the dust that the enemies make when they are walking or running. You can also see their breaths. For example, from the Crimson Heads, you can see the breath. You can also see the saliva from the dogs or the hunters, and the jaws from the dogs and from Yawn. Some things like that. For example, that zombie, you can see his reflection on the window, and when he goes around the corner and start walking a little more, that's the perfect time to go around, and you will always avoid him. So those are the main things you have to take into consideration, and of course the sound is your best friend for this game mode. By knowing the sounds that the enemies make on different situations, like for example when they are completely dead, that will be your best friend as well. For example, there are 2 zombies, and when you hear the zombie choking with the air, that means the zombie is dead. And also you can watch a little circle of blood on the floor, and that also means that the zombie is completely dead. With Jill, it's recommended to kill both zombies, because the handgun is not more useful, or it's not useful anymore until the aquarium on the guest house. And be careful to not reload the handgun manually. Reload it on your inventory always, because that will take animation time, and that can give the zombie enough time to grab you. So after you kill both zombies, you just go pick up the shotgun and then go to the crypt. Also, I have a lot of knowledge of this game, so I know exactly the amount of enemies and the position of the enemies on almost every section. So that helps me a lot to beat this mode. I'm not really sure if you can watch the shadows from the enemies. I think you cannot see the shadows, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think you can't. But anyway, just go back to the main hall and enter to this room. You can continue with the game. So there's a dagger in this hallway. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna pick it up. I think I won't. Oh, I'm gonna. So defense items also are your best friend, because when you use a defense item on an enemy, when the enemy grab you, and I said enemy in plural because not only the zombies can grab you, even the dogs can grab you, even the hunters. When you use a defense item, the enemy will become visible for a few seconds. And also, for example, if you use a dagger, the dagger will remain on the enemy's body, so you can see the exact position of the enemy by that. But also remind that when you reset a room, you also will reset the dagger that you use. Right here there's another dagger, and the third dagger of the game, it's on the shotgun room. With Jill you can just pick up the shotgun, it's not necessary to bring the broken shotgun, because Barry will save you. So you just go, use both doors, and the cutscene triggers. This is a little different like on the classic, right? On the classic you just have to wait. It wasn't necessary to use both doors to accelerate the cutscene. Right here, rotate. When you change the camera, aim up and shoot. So the first shotgun shell will always decapitate zombie, doesn't matter which zombie. But after the first one, there's chances where you can decapitate zombies with the shotgun. It's not 100% chance to decapitate zombies. Some zombies are tough to be decapitated. But there are some little things you can do to increase those chances. Like for example, you can use a dagger and then aim up and shoot. That will increase the chance of decapitating a zombie. Or you can also bait a grab. An invisible enemy, that's almost impossible to do because you cannot see the grab. But that will help you in real survivor and hard difficulty. I think I explained that a lot better on those runs. I shoot the zombie on this hallway in the legs because you will always disable zombies when you shoot them in the legs with the shotgun. And that gives you a perfect window time to go around them. And right there I just performed the dodge because on the way out it's like way more consistent to perform the dodge than on the way in. On the way in sometimes that zombie can grab you. Most of the time with Jill, with Chris, it's like barely impossible or barely rare. So Barry right here gives you the acid rounds. The acid rounds will be useful for Mansion 2. Always enter to this section from this part because the zombies on the statue. So for the dogs, as I told you, from the dogs you can watch their jaws and their saliva. But because this dog has a collar, a shining collar, you can also watch that. So just wait until you watch the collar. When the dog's in front of you, shoot him, then pump cancel and shoot him again. The pump cancel is a cancellation of the recoil of the weapons and works with the shotgun and with the grenade launcher. Right here there's another zombie, kill him. He almost always takes you 2 shotgun shells. Sometimes he will take you only 1. But if it takes you a lot of time to kill him, reset the room because the zombie that is going up the stairs can be right on the corner or he can grab you immediately. So by the way, those metal spines from that statue make you bleed. I'm not really sure if it inflicts you damage. I never tested with the SRT tool or with the SRT. But the character makes like the animation of getting damage, so maybe it inflicts you damage. Not 100% short. Not 100% sure. Short. Sorry. So right here, go to the second floor, and the grenade launcher, it's on Forrest's body, and there's also a dagger on this room. So the grenade launcher is still being OP like on the classic. It's like a really overpowered weapon, but on hard difficulty the game doesn't give you a lot of ammunition. So it's like the weapon remains being OP, but the game doesn't allow you to use it a lot, so you cannot abuse from the grenade launcher like on the classic. So after the Richard cutscene, you have to backtrack to the item box, pick up the serum, and then go back to Richard. There's really one zombie to worry right now, and it's a zombie that is on the stairs. On a very rare occasion, this zombie won't be on the stairs, but this time he's on the stairs, and if the zombie is on the stairs, he will always vomit. But on a very rare occasion, he won't be on the stairs, and maybe he will be below the stairs, and he can grab you when you're entering into this room. So it's like more YOLO, or if you want to make it more consistent, if you don't see the vomit on the stairs when you're stairs skating down, just reset the room. Because it's very rare for that to happen. Right here, disable the zombie because that zombie changed his position after you pick up the serum. So yeah, it's basically that. If you know some weird RNGs can happen in some sections, and you don't want to deal with them, because it's very hard to know where is the zombie because they are invisible, just reset the room. But now that I think, maybe it's a little harder to reset the room because there's a zombie trying to enter from the dog's room. I don't know. It's like I always go YOLO for that part if I got the weird RNG. And it's only the first 10 minutes of the run, so if I reset, it's like, it's okay anyway. Now there are two zombies you have to deal with. I recommend you to kill this zombie, do not disable him, because he can be a problem. Hopefully I decapitate him because I only have 3 shotgun shells. If it takes me 2, because he will take you max 2 shotgun shells to be killed. If it takes you 2, what you can do for this zombie that is inside here, you can shoot him one time and then use a defense item. Or you can shoot him in the leg and disable him. That's a little more risky, because he can grab your feet when you're going to pick up the music notes. But those are the 2 things you can do if you don't have enough ammo. You can even use 2 defense items if you want, because a dagger will always deplete 50% of the HP of the zombie, so 2 daggers will always kill a zombie. So right here, do not forget to pick up the wooden shield. This is very important, otherwise you will have to backtrack and dodge the zombie in the hallway one more time. Also, this zombie, do not kill him, because if you kill him, he will become a Crimson Head on Mansion 2, and he can be a problem. So just shoot him in the leg and then go around. On a very rare occasion, like 0.01%, you will kill a zombie just by shooting them in the legs. Hopefully that won't happen with that zombie. But it's like a very rare case. It's like, it doesn't make sense, right? You just shoot him in the leg, why he should be dead, but it can happen. Believe it or not, it can happen. So on the way out is 100% consistent to dodge the zombie. Just hack this wall and start running. The zombie will always miss the 180-degree grab. It's possible he can grab you if you waste a little more time as soon as you get out of the piano room, because he might change his position, or if you don't run as well. This puzzle is always the same, so there are several puzzles in this game that are the same, and there are some others that are random every time you play it. This is always the same. You always have to move the large gear to the left 2 times and then leave the puzzle. And yeah, I'm playing at simple Chinese simple Chinese language, because it's the fastest text scroll on this game. And like on the classics, the text scroll can increases the speed of the game. It's just like to save a little more time. So for Yawn, you have to do these things. When the cutscene ends, this cutscene is it's mandatory, you cannot skip it, this one. When the other cutscene ends, press your D-pad button up and the left one. So Jill will move like that, then go around that pillar, pick up the mask, and then wait on this pillar until Yawn is behind you, and then go around this one. You have to wait until Yawn is behind you, otherwise Yawn can cut your way when you're going around the second pillar, and he can immediately bite you. And Yawn has a very ridiculous hitbox, so he won't give you any chance. And as you can see, you can watch from Yawn's his jaw and his saliva. So for this zombie, just use a defense item because I didn't have a shotgun, so I cannot shoot him in the leg to disable him. You can also dodge that zombie like very consistently, because he's like almost always far right. So as long as you change camera, just go far left. But on a very rare occasion, he can be in the middle of the hole and the dodge won't be possible, and it's possible he can grab you in the back. So remember that we don't kill the zombie, so just hug this wall, the zombie will always miss the grab. And just enter to the Mooncrest room. So the Mooncrest is not mandatory, it's only necessary to make this puzzle if you want the Magnum. I always pick up the Magnum because it helps me a lot with a lot of sections of the game. And also with the Black Tiger. But it's completely possible to beat the game without the Magnum if you wonder. So this is a cutscene, by the way, it doesn't count as damage. After the cutscene ends, go pick up the Mooncrest and leap as fast as you can. Do not waste time, if the wasp can sting you, and of course that will inflict damage. So there's something very interesting on this game. On this game you can use heal items even when you are 100% HP. It's not like on other Resident Evil games that when you are full HP the game doesn't allow you to use heal items. On this game the game allows you to keep using heal items forever. Doesn't matter if you are full HP or not. So it's like basically impossible to know if you get damaged by something very little. The only way to know if like something deals you damage and it doesn't change the color of your HP bar, it's like just using the SRT. So for the Crimson Head I'm gonna use the explosive round strat. If you perform it correctly, it will only take you 3 explosive rounds. But we have 6 just in case we fucked up a little. So on the cutscene also the enemies become visible, and when the cutscene ends they will become invisible. So when the cutscene ends, equip the grenade launcher, quick turn, and move a little to the left, and shoot. The zombie will fall down, and then wait until he stands up. You can know when he stands up by the sound. So just shoot him again, but wait a little when he stands up, otherwise he can tank the explosive round and he won't fall down. And just repeat, and on the third one he's dead. For the first explosive round, it's important for you that know if he falls down, because sometimes he can also tank the first explosive round and he won't fall down for on the first one. And you will know that by the sound as well. He will like keep screaming if he doesn't fall down, and you will also be able to see his breath. He like throws a kind of steam from his breath, and it's very noticeable. But the sound is your best friend. Also kill the zombie. Believe it or not, the zombie can tank an explosive round sometimes, so that's why I shoot 2 times, just in case. Because also this zombie sometimes doesn't make the choke sound when he's completed it. So I wasn't like really sure if he was dead or not. Right here, try to make this part fast because there's a dog behind you. And then just continue. So for the cemetery there are crowds, and you only have to walk when you're in the middle. When you're in the middle, walk, and when you are out of the middle you can start running. It's possible to run the whole section, but you have to learn a very specific line that you have to take. Otherwise the crowds will aggro and they will immediately attack you. And it's virtually impossible to avoid the attack from the crowds because they are very fast. So on Resident Evil 1 Remake there's new additions, like for example this whole section is new. This in the classic this doesn't exist. And there are some new enemies as well, like the Crimson Head and Lisa. Right here is the first encounter with Lisa. There are plenty of strats to avoid her. I will use like the more consistent one and the one that uses less ammunition. So just go pick up the crank, and then you can enter to the cutscene with the Magnum equipped. But it's not like mandatory, you can also equip the Magnum after a cutscene. Also there are plenty of cutscenes that are mandatory to watch, so you cannot skip them. This is one of them. So when the cutscene ends and you regain control of Jill, just aim and shoot. 1 time. Then equip the Magnum as fast as you can and start running it straight. Until you get close to this wall and then get out of the house. It's important that you get close to that wall, because sometimes Lisa will try to attack you and that will depend how fast you perform the strat or not. If you did it a little slower, Lisa will try to attack you. But because you are getting close to that wall that I told you, she will always miss. And there's a zombie on that forest, by the way. Going around the trees is the 100% consistent strat to avoid that zombie. Right here, pick up the shotgun shells. This is very important because we need those shells for the snakes after the guest house. So after the cutscene, equip the magnum, aim and shoot the gun backwards until the wall doesn't let you go backwards anymore, and just continue aiming. When you see the saliva or the jaws from the dogs, just shoot. There are 3 dogs on this room. Also, on a very rare occasion, you will kill 2 dogs with just 1 magnum bullet. But most of the time you will take 3 magnum rounds. It's very rare to kill 2 with just 1 magnum round. So for the guest house, the only weapon you need is the handgun. If you are making a hitless run and you don't want to use a defense item, you can also pick up the shotgun right here. But I already used a defense item on the mansion, but never mind. I will also use that strat, I think. Yeah. But anyway, on the spider's room, the main goal is to enter and leave as fast as you can. So just go downstairs, pick up the red book, and then leave the room. That will avoid to have weird RNGs with the spiders, and also will avoid the aggro of the second spider that is on the room, because there are 2 spiders, by the way. So when the cutscene ends, because there are 2 cutscenes right here, just enter to the bathroom, pick up the key, and lure the zombie inside the bathroom. This is very important. So the zombie enters, just go backwards a little more, equip the shotgun, aim down, and shoot. You disable the zombie and then get out. You have to lure the zombie inside for 2 reasons. Well, one main reason. Because if you leave the zombie inside the bathroom, he will remain there forever. So you won't have to deal with him anymore. And also you have to go backwards and wait until he fully enters to the bathroom, because when he's like opening the door, he has iframe, so you won't be able to shoot him. And also you have to wait until the door fully closes, otherwise you cannot use the door. Right here is very important, the order you pick up the items. So first pick up the self-defense gun, and then go to the bathroom and pick up the control key room, and then leave this room. So for the sharks room, this is 100% consistent, by the way. Just equip the self-defense gun and go for the cutscene. After the cutscene, rotate Jill to the left, aim and shoot, and then leave the room. So because that's an inverse camera, in order to rotate Jill to the left, you have to press the right D-pad button. Right here, enter with the handgun equipped, aim and rotate to the right a little and start shooting. Until you hear the shake on the water, that means the shark is dead. And then reset the room again because Neptune is aggroing you. And he can eat you, of course. And then just keep running. Remember, those are inverse cameras, so when I told you to rotate to the right, you have to press the left D-pad button, and when I told you to rotate to the left, you have to press the right D-pad button. This puzzle is always the same. There's only part that it's random, and it's the part where you have to choose between number 1, 2 or 3. If you want to know the exact number of that part of the puzzle, you can read the document that it's on the left of the ladder. I just like to try my luck and choose between 1, 2 and 3. There are only 3 numbers, so why not?
Reaching 30% of pressure threshold. Reaching 50% of pressure threshold. Activate emergency drainage system immediately.
So, by the way, maybe you wonder, this is the game that came out from the GameCube in 2002. It's a remake. But then the developers released an HD remaster version for PC, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. And I think now for PS5 and Xbox One Series X. And when they released the HD remaster, they like remake all the movement programmation from the characters. So that's why it's not possible to perform the stair skating, for example, on the GameCube version of this game. It's only possible to perform the stair skating on the HD remaster version of this game. And by the way, also, there are 2 ways to deal with Neptune. You can electrocute him. I like to do that because I'm afraid of doing the speedrun strat. But the speedrun strat is also very consistent as long as you perform it correctly. The speedrun strat, it's about to get down and dodge the auto attack of Neptune. So with Jill, thankfully, it's not necessary to deal with the Plant 42. You can also make the visual, then use it, and on a cutscene Barry will deal with the Plant 42. So in the gallery room, enter, go pick up the insecticide, and then go to the visual room as fast as you can. If you fuck around a little in this room, it's possible that the wasp will sting you. So just go directly, and this puzzle is always a combination between 3, 5 and 6. The order is random. So when you are in the visual room, pick up the first empty bottle and then fill it up with number 3. Then pick up another empty bottle, fill it up with water. The water, by the way, is number 1. So fill up both empty bottles with water, then combine number 3 with number 1, then pick up a number 6, combine number 6 with number 4, then pick up another number 6 and combine number 6 with number 1, then combine number 7 with number 10, and finally pick up a number 3 and combine the number 3 with number 17, and you have the B-Jolt. The B-Jolt, excuse me. And then just leave the gallery room, go for the map. So when you pick up the map, exit the map, do not press the confirm button, otherwise Jill will read a document and that will allow us to the wasp to came through from that hole, and they will sting you, of course. So just get out of the map and they use the insecticide. And you have to go back to Neptune's aquarium because there's the plant 42 roots where you can use the B-Jolt. So, fun fact about this game is that the game originally didn't have loading screens from the doors, because the GameCube was powerful enough to not need them. But the fans disliked that, so Capcom decided to put the doors animation again. But because I'm using the door skip mod, because it's the PC version of the game, it's like the way intended that the game it has to be, maybe. I love the door animation, it gives like more atmosphere to the game, but because I reset a lot of times when making these runs, it's like very useful to use the door skip mod. Because only doors animation takes you like 20 more minutes on the run. So for the dogs, equip the Magnum, aim to the left and shoot, and just continue aiming to the same direction. Wait for the second dog and shoot him. Sometimes the second dog won't die with just one Magnum round. If that happens, kill him with the shotgun. It's not necessary to use another Magnum round. So right here, it's one of the hardest one, if it's not the hardest one, part of the game. So keep running, rotate, and stand up right in this corner, equip the shotgun, aim and shoot. Then get close to the right, go back, aim down and shoot. Then get close to the right again, go back, and then go around the corner. If you hear the sound that the snake makes when jumps and tries to bite, that means that the fourth snake jumps. But sometimes the fourth snake won't jump and I will just drift and won't make any sound. So if that happens, you have to make 2 times the bait. Like go to the right and then go back, and then go to the right again and go back, then go around the corner, but take a wide angle. Because the fourth snake will be like right on the corner of the right. If you know what I mean. It's very consistent, by the way. And also you can kill all the snakes if you want. So for the hunters, just ignore the first hunter and then go to the other room. Hack this wall, but before equip the Magnum. Rotate a little, aim and shoot. Then equip the shotgun. And shoot just in case the hunter is still alive, but he's not. Then equip the Magnum again, and when the hunter lands, shoot him. Then equip the shotgun, aim and shoot, because the second one maybe will be still alive because you shoot him in the back, so it's like they tank a little more when you shoot them in the back. And then just leave the Magnum and continue with the game. These are, well, these hunters are the only ones that you kill, and there's one more outside the art room, but it's not mandatory to kill him. I will kill him with Jill because I have a lot of ammunition. But it's the way to dodge that hunter outside the art room is very, very consistent. So for the spiders, start running. And then hack this wall and you will always avoid the third one. So there's a fun fact about the spiders, because on the original game they were called wave spiners or spinners, and on the remake they are called tarantulas. For some reason it's like the only enemy that they changed their names on the remake, unlike the original. And right here, I like to kill both zombies because the safest way to deal with them. Maybe you watch it, but you can see the reflection of the second zombie in the water. When he's alive, of course. This zombie, if you have enough shotgun shells, just kill him. I think I just... No, I don't know what happened right there, to be honest. I don't know why I didn't shoot him, because there wasn't even bleed. That was very, very weird. Maybe he was like far right, for some reason. Right here, run to the wall and then start walking for the camera change. That's very important. That will make the zombie go far right and you just go. You can just hug this wall and you will always avoid him. Because if you enter running to the camera change, it's very possible that the zombie will immediately grab you. Just pick up everything and leap. Because this is the best ending, we need the yellow gem, so we need the red one and the yellow one. So I think I don't have enough space, so I will just go to the item box below the stairs and make item management and then continue. Oh, never mind, I have enough space, so I will just go to the gems room. Yeah. So this puzzle is basically, you have to avoid that the eagle faces the gem, because if the eagle is facing the gem, you are not able to pick it up. So you want to lure the eagle to the other side and then go to the other gem. You can make it a little easier if you go below the eagle, like you see it, because the eagle won't track you. And then just lure the eagle to the side and go to the other gem. I recommend it to fully push the furnitures right there. That will allow you to immediately pick up the gems. So right here I will go to the item management because I need a grenade launcher with acid rounds for Yawn. So pick up the grenade launcher with the acid rounds. And right there I think I was exchanging the grenades because I was using the same item slot. And also save everything else, and you just need the shotgun fully reloaded, the crank, the grenade launcher, the yellow gem, and the mansion key and the battery. Right here, take a hack the wall when you are going around the corner. Do not take a wide angle, otherwise you can get stuck on the hunter's body. He will body block you and he will attack you, of course. So on the remake, the white tiger gives you two things. Gives you the ammo disc and shotgun shells. It's not like on the classic. Also on the white tiger you can only use the yellow gem and the blue gem, not the red gem. The red gem is for a different puzzle in this game. For this zombie, just hack this wall and he will always miss the grab. Remember I told you to not kill the zombie, he will be a crimson head right now if you kill him. So I think I forget about to mention that you can avoid creating crimson heads by decapitating them or by incinerate their bodies. But I told you it's not 100% consistent to decapitate zombies on this game with the shotgun. So what I always make it in order to avoid crimson heads is to not create them. So for Yawn fight, enter to the fight with the grenade launcher equipped. And after you regain control of Jill, shoot him 3 times while you pump cancel. That's very important. I fucked up the pump cancel for the second shot, I think, but it's okay anyway. It's like I did it a little slower. Then run for the camera change, aim and shoot. Yeah, I think I fucked up. Yeah, I completely fucked up, so I equipped the shotgun right here because I fucked up the whole fight. So I am just waiting for Yawn that raises his head. He didn't raise it because he's like drifting. You will see Yawn raising his head when he's making a particular sound, or when you can watch his jaw, his teeth, and his saliva in the air. I think I fucked up the fight right there because I fucked up the pump cancel on the first floor. And then maybe I missed 2 acid rounds downstairs or on the first floor. But I just used the Chris strat. That's the Chris strat, going around the library and then kill Yawn. Also, it's very important that you save 1 acid round if possible, because that acid round will be very useful for the hunter outside the art room. So another fun fact about this game is that when they released the HD Remaster in 2015, it was released for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. But on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 it was only available to play at 720p, not at 180. For the PS4 and Xbox One versions, was available to play at 120, sorry, at 1080p. And of course for the PC was always available to play it at 1080p. So we go back from this way because it's the safest way to go back to the code yard. So when you enter to this room, equip the grenade launcher, aim and shoot. And then equip the shotgun just in case the hunter didn't die. I think he didn't die, so that's why I shoot. But you will always, yeah, he didn't die. But you will always hear a screaming from the hunter, and that means the hunter is completely dead. It's very particular, that scream that the hunter makes when he's dead. So for this snake, just move your left stick to the left while you are going up the ladder. So the going up when you're going up the ladder, excuse me, it's an animation, you cannot cancel that. So because it's an animation, you can queue up an action after that. And what I do is when I'm going up the ladder, I start moving my left stick to the left. So Jill will immediately move to the left when end up going up the ladder. And by doing that, you will always avoid the snake jump. And for the other snakes, as long as you keep running, you should be fine. Snakes are disgusting in this game, to be honest. It's like the part that killed all of my runs when I was like first trying this game. I'm pretty sure on Invisible Enemy they never kill my runs. But on hard difficulty, it's like they kill it like more than the 60% of the runs. By the way, the strats that I use for the snakes, it's from Eater's videos. So shout out to Eater. Very talented Resident Evil no damage runner. So the mines is very similar to a range mode from the original, from the classic one, sorry. When you pick up the crank, one hunter will spawn right there, but as long as you go around that corner, take a wide angle, you should be fine. There are two hunters right here. You just hack this wall, and then go around the corner as fast as you can, and you will always avoid the hunters. That hunter right there jumps, by the way. But that strat is 100% consistent, and it's not really complicated to perform. But always use the D-pad on that section. Do not use the left stick, it will just complicate your life, and unless you are like very I don't know how to say this, unless it's like you are like a god of just moving the left stick for the whole game. But what I always recommend for this game, and even more for making challenge runs like this one, is to use both controls. Like use the D-pad and also use the left stick with the alternate controls, of course. It's like on every room that has a lot of camera changes, always use the D-pad. Because the left stick works with the camera, so it can control you very easily because of the camera changes. So enter to the fight without the magnum equipped. That maybe will allow you to lure the jump from the black tiger. So start moving your left stick to the left, a little to the down. Jill will move like this. If you hear the jump from the black tiger, aim and shoot right there 4 times. I was able to lure the jump, so it's like a free fight. But anyway, if you are not able to lure the jump from the black tiger, it's okay as well. And you just use the strat that they use on Real Survivor. Just stand up on the same place that I was shooting, but shoot to the black tiger, because the black tiger will be in front of you, right? The black tiger will speed and maybe will hold the speed, but for some reason after the speeding it will like remain idle for 2 seconds or maybe 3, and that will give you enough time to just shoot her 4 times on the same place. It's very, very consistent, by the way. I find out that strat on Real Survivor if I didn't have the good RNG from the Black Tiger, because I was losing like all the runs on the Black Tiger. And because you have to aim, it's like way harder to perform the strat of going around the Black Tiger and continue shooting. So another fun fact about this game, there's a hidden cutscene with Jill. And I think it works with Chris as well. You remember that there is a small room on the first floor of the mansion that you can access from the main hall, like using the helmet key. Where we found the zombie, and there was some herbs, and also there was the box containing the Emily key, so the jewelry box that we pick up after we kill Yawn. See, after you kill the zombie and pick up that Emily key, if you get out of that room and you re-enter, so sorry, you have to go back to the main hall and then go back to that room, a hunter will smash the door. Of course, it's like not necessary to go back to that room after you kill that zombie, right? But it's a hidden cutscene that you can trigger if you wonder. So for the hunter's door here is the same, just hack this wall, go around the corner while you keep hacking the wall. It's very important that you stay close to that wall, otherwise you can get stuck on the hunter's body. This puzzle is always the same, it's always 4, 2, 3, 1. Oh, sorry, so for this labyrinth you have to spawn her on the left and then continue. So for this section it's very important to know where to spawn Lisa and also learn the whole section, because that's why I call it Lisa's labyrinth. It's like a labyrinth, so you can get lost very easily. And when you learn where to spawn her, she will never cut off your way. So on the way out you have to go down the stairs, you will make Lisa spawn on the left and then you can continue. So here's another really fun fact. That is, you can understand who is the traitor way before the final revelation, just by listening to the shot that kills Enrico. Because Wesker's gun model makes a unique sound when fired, like no other STARS members, and it's hearable during the intro of the game, like on the cutscene when Wesker saves Chris, when he shoots at the infected dogs, and in the residence when he shoots at the beginning, at the bees on the guest house. It's like if you know how to difference the sounds of every weapon on your first playthrough, you will already know who's the traitor. And also if you never played the classic, right? So the second time you get in, it's like a little tricky. You have to make her spawn on the left as well, but just wait a little more, because it's possible that Lisa will try to go immediately to the right. And if she does that, she will cut off your way when you are just about arriving to the flamethrower. To the place where you have to put the broken flamethrower. So right here. And it's possible she will hit you because of that. So that's why I wait a little more when I make her spawn on the left. Because I cannot see Lisa if she's making that or not. So the zombie is still on the forest, just go around the trees. You can even go around the second tree if you want to like make it more safe or safer. Right here you just run straight. There's a zombie right there, but he will always miss the grab. Because there's like no more enemies to worry about, because we kill everything. Right now it's just about picking up items. Do not forget to pick up this emblem. And then go to the Spencer's office and pick up the emblem, the shattered shells. And maybe if you want you can pick up the defense item, the self-defense item. and then go back to the main hall. So for Lisa, your best weapon will always be the Magnum, but because we cannot see Lisa, it's like way harder to shoot her. On the best ending, you will have the help of Barry on Lisa's fight, and Barry can see Lisa, so Barry will always aim to the direction where Lisa is. You can help yourself by with that if you want. Right here I'm picking up the canteen and the lighter because I will use it on the laboratory. But to be honest, I don't think I will shoot any Magnum round on the fight. I will just make the fastest way of the fight, just pushing the 4 stones. Unless I have like a really bad RNG. Or maybe if Liz is like on Barry's face and maybe she can kill him. So just give back Barry his Magnum and then go directly to the first stone on the left. Bottom left, start pushing it, then get close to the tomb and go to the right one. Right here starts the RNG. So maybe Lisa will jump, but she didn't. She's like really close to me. I'm waiting for the jump. Right there I should have taken an advantage because Barry shoot her and she was like staggered a little. And I just take a risky decision and just go around her, and I even body block with her. And hopefully she didn't attack me. Maybe it was because she was with the aggro on Barry. It was very risky, to be honest. But anyway, as you can see, what you can see from Lisa is her blood, of course. You can know or say where is Lisa by the aiming direction of Barry, and you can also see like those little fluids that she throws when she screams. And also by the sound you will know if she jumps or not. I think the two most scarier fights on this game on Invisible Enemy are the Lisa and the final Tyrant fight on the Heliport. Alright, but we are right now on the laboratory, the last section of the game. So just fill up the canteen with kerosene, just in case. Hug this wall, rotate, aim and shoot. With the Magnum, you can shoot with the Magnum, it's okay. But I weighed too much, so that's why the zombie grabbed me. The zombie's on the floor, but the zombie's not dead. But you can see the dagger. So when the dagger starts standing up, that means that zombie stand up again. So I get grabbed again, but as I told you, the zombie will always die with 2 daggers, so that's why the zombies start bleeding on the floor right now. The second one should be really close to me, and I get grabbed again. This was really bad, man. But anyway, I have like defense items just for this occasion. The zombie was on the floor, so that's why I shoot on the floor. Start bleeding, so that's why I kill him. Sorry, it started bleeding, so that means it's dead. I will just go and fill up the canteen with kerosene again, because there's a feared zombie on this floor, and I'm not really sure where is he. I can see the reflection on the water if I want, but I think I will let him grab me. I'm trying to use the canteen right here. Or I think I killed the first zombie already. Yeah, I killed the first zombie. Because I think I hear the sound, but I'm not like watching very well the little blood trail. But anyway, I killed 3 zombies and there's one more zombie right here that you have to be careful about decapitating him or not. I was lucky and I decapitate him, so I just can continue without incinerate him. So on the computer the login is Yawn, the password is Ada, and the second password is Cell. You can write the second password like on the classic, like that it's small. And it's a little Easter egg where Tofu will speak. Doesn't matter what ending you are making, you always have to open B2F and B2F, unlike the classic, like only on the best ending you have to open both doors. On the bad ending you didn't have to open any of the doors, I think. Bad ending 2 to be exact. So the worst ending. So right now I'm going to the item box before picking up the other ammo disc because I need a space, and also I need the first ammo disc that I pick up on the mansion. So just leave the canteen and the lighter and pick up the ammo disc. The space is enough because after you pick up the first ammo disc for the item box, or from the item box, sorry, you have enough space for the second, third ammo disc and the laboratory key. So the third is right on this shell, and the laboratory key is on the hidden room. Right here is always 8462. So the laboratory key only opens 2 doors, then you can discard it. And you have to deal with 2 more zombies, or you have to kill 2 more zombies, but you don't have to worry about incinerate them or decapitate them, because they will never become Crimson Heads. And also you have to kill 1 Chimera. But right here I fucked up because I didn't use the key on the other door, because by discarding the item I have 1 item slot, perfect for these shotgun shells. So start pushing the shell 3 times, it's only necessary to push it 3 times. Pick up the shotgun shells and enter for the ventilation that it's right here. It's the second one, by the way. And then go to the one that is on your right. Try to do this part fast, otherwise the Chimera can enter to the specific room you are right now. And then use the ammo disc and then leap. There's a Chimera in this whole section, by the way. And the Chimeras can go through the ventilations. So just use it and then leap from this ventilation, but right now go to the first one on the left. Do not this one, this one. And then leave the room. I just use the magnum to kill the zombie because I have enough. And this is like the worst part of the game, one of the worst as well, because you can miss a lot of shots. I think I will miss 3 magnum rounds. So just stand up in this corner, aim and shoot. Oh no, I was lucky and I aimed correctly, so I kill him. Yeah, that's nice. But it's like a lot of times I miss like 2 magnum rounds and 2 shotgun shells. It was like really dumb. The main goal right there is to stand up on the corner of that white arrow and then aim correctly to the Chimera. Because if you like don't aim correctly and you miss the shot, it's possible that the Chimera will go to the ceiling or will get close to you, and because you cannot see the Chimera, maybe you will get hit by that. If that happens, like if you miss a lot of shots, just reset the room until you do it correctly. By resetting the room, you will always reset the position of the Chimera so you can repeat everything again. Right here I use the magnum again because I have enough ammo. I was not sure if the zombie was dead, but he should be dead. I'm afraid to walk to the camera exchange because maybe the zombie will grab me, but he's dead, so we are cool. Use the second ammo disc on the GameCube. Funny how they make this game for the GameCube and put the GameCube on the game as well. And then fill up this thing with the nitroglycerin. So when you have the nitroglycerin, do not run, just walk. This is not a speedrun, it's not necessary to perform the speedrun strat. So just walk, there's no enemies to be worried about. On this section there's a zombie, but he's around the corner on the left, so don't worry about him. Also, there's a zombie right here that it's right around the corner on the right. But he will despawn after you activate the elevator, so that's why I never killed that zombie. On the Chimera section you will hear a Chimera on the left, but the Chimera will never come to you, so don't worry. Just go and put the nitroglycerin on its place and you can start running. So because this is best ending and we have to use one ammo disc on the Chimera section, you have to be careful about just one Chimera. The other Chimeras is only about running. But we will bait one auto attack of one Chimera. You will see it right now. So just keep running, one Chimera will come through the ventilation. Run it straight and go directly to the GameCube. Activate the last ammo disc. And right here, get close to the Chimera that is on the left and then go back. You will hear the Chimera auto attack and then go around the Chimera. Like this. There are two more strats for the Chimera. You can just go around here immediately without baiting the auto attack. It's also possible and it's also consistent. Or you can shoot the Chimera with a magnum round if you don't feel confident enough. Right here, activate the elevator and get up from the other side. The Chimera that spawn right here almost always go with you to the door. But even if the Chimera tries to attack you, you will always avoid the auto attack just by running. Just try to not get stuck on the bodies from the Chimeras and you should be fine. If you feel that your character is getting body blocked, just move around a little. We enter to the save room, we need the flame rounds just in case. Or no, not just in case, we will kill the Tyrant with the flame rounds, yeah. So just equip the flame rounds to your grenade launcher. And continue. Alright, so for the Tyrant, quick turn and then go to this place. Start walking and wait until Tyrant is behind you. You can watch the reflection on the floor. When the Tyrant appears on the floor, get close to this wall, aim and shoot 2 or 3 times. Just 2 times because I think the Tyrant was very close. And right here it's very important that you walk. Do not run the whole part because it's possible the Tyrant will appear in front of you. And just repeat. Wait until the Tyrant appears on the floor behind you. But he's coming in front of me because I go so fast, that's what I told you that I have to avoid. So I got scared, I enter in panic, I wait for the Tyrant and start shooting him. And I'm just repeating the same but from the other side. Right there was plenty of space, so that's why I just take that advantage. And I go back to this place. So your best friend, as you can see, is the reflection on the floor on this fight. I think I missed one shot, so that's why I didn't kill the Tyrant or I didn't stun him. So I just wait for him, and when he appears on the floor, the reflection from him, or I hear maybe the sound from him that is getting close, I just shoot him. As always, on invisible enemy, your best friend is the sound, and the reflections that you can see on the floor, maybe in the water, or maybe if there are windows. Or maybe if you can see certain things about the enemy, like, for example, on the dogs you can see their jaws and things like that. The perfect fight should only take you 6 flame rounds. but I fucked up, so that's why it take me one more magnum bullet to kill him. Right now we need to save Chris, but there's no enemies to be worried about. One Chimera can spawn on this place, but I'm not really sure how you have to spawn her. I think it's about the position that you take when you are on that specific section. On Chris's jail there's 6 flame rounds as well. But I think I won't pick them up. It's not necessary. But I always say things like that and I end up doing the opposite thing. Just do what I say, do not do what I make. It's the best thing you can do. Oh, but this time wasn't like that. I'm not picking up the flame rounds, that's pretty cool. So right there, Chris kinda glitch out because I'm performing the stair skating. So right now comes like the scariest fight of this game mode. Because I'm pretty sure that there's nothing you can do to watch the Tyrant. Like there's no reflection on that stage where you fight the Tyrant. Of course I will use the cheese that you have to wait until the 45-second mark on the timer.
Come on.
But maybe if the Tyrant grabs Barry, you have to shoot him and you have to aggro the Tyrant. And you will have to dodge an invisible Tyrant charge. And that's very, very hard to do. Hopefully, or thankfully in this run that didn't happen. But it's possible to happen, of course. So an invisible enemy is like not 100% not recommended to try to fight the Tyrant immediately. Always wait for the 45-second mark. So just pick up the flare and wait for the 45-second mark on the timer. The position you stand up is not really necessary. Do not think that I go to that specific spot for some reason. It's like it doesn't affect the fight at all. It doesn't matter, like where you put the flare, you will always appear behind the Tyrant after you put it and after the cutscene. So, if the Tyrant doesn't grab Barry and start attacking him, it's basically GG. It's basically that you win the fight. You only have to go to the place where Brad will throw the rocket and just wait there until he throws the rocket launcher. You pick up the rocket launcher and you will know where is the Tyrant by the blood trails that he's leaving, because Barry will keep shooting him. And the Tyrant will never charge to Barry, he will only charge to you, but because he's not aggroing you, you should be fine. He can aggro after he attacks Barry, but that will depend on if you are really close to him. So that's why you have to go to the place where Brad will throw the rocket launcher. I think I was telling him Brad, or Bart, right? Sorry. He's Brad, it's not Bart. So 7, 6, 5, use the flare, skip the cutscenes, and just wait and pray for the good RNG. He gives me the good RNG, so it's basically GG. Just wait right on this spot, because that's where the rocket will be thrown. And you can see, as you can see the blood trails that the Tyrant leaves when Barry is shooting him. So just equip the rocket launcher and wait for the shots of Barry, because he will shoot him. I know where is the Tyrant, he's like very close to Barry, and just shoot him. He will always just die with just one rocket, because you never shoot him, so the Tyrant will only like take 2 rockets when you like shoot him a lot of ammunition. But anyway, that was Resident Evil 8 Remaster without taking any damage. Without saving, getting the best ending with Jill Valentine. On hard difficulty in invisible enemy mode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you like, hope you enjoy, hope you learn. I'm Ares, and I see you next time.
Jill, you did a fine job.